Like, why?
That's a med thing. I don't know. These boys, I don't know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and it's ladies' night here.
Mhm.
Hello, Myra J. How are you?
I am doing very well. Hope everyone is doing very well post turkey. Hope you're over your turkey high.
Right, right, exactly. And young Quinn, are you over your turkey high? How are you?
Yes, I didn't have turkey. I had popcorn because I went to the movie theaters and I was by myself in Virginia this year. So I am very much so over my.
Oh, you
I
didn't
had
do.
Thai food. I didn't have turkey either.
Okay.
Wow. I wish I had done either one of those things. I had not a good turkey meal. So Quinn, you went to the movies, and didn't you do? Weren't you supposed to do Friendsgiving?
Yeah, so I know driving. I said droving. Geez, driving up to DC last weekend to visit my friend Sadiq. He is a Q from Cornell and he works at Georgetown. He's getting his MBA. He's graduating in 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Oh, nice.
He cooked for me. We went to the Smithsonian that I didn't know was free. I thought it cost just like the National Museum of African American Art, but it's free. The Smithsonian of African Art. And then he made some macaroni and cheese and Brussels sprouts. And I haven't had Brussels sprouts since I was a baby, so I was a little nervous. But
Oh,
apparently, like the way people cook Brussels sprouts is way
it's
different
a
than
whole different. It's a
Oh
whole
yeah,
different.
maybe you roast them now and put
right.
the little.
Wrap them in
Oh,
bacon
oh,
and oh yeah.
honey, yeah, you put the little
They
sauce
taste
on
right, and he put this nice little soy sauce
them.
with them as well
Yep,
with
yep,
the
yep. And you drizzle
dark
it.
chicken. It was so good. I was like, wow, I was crazy at 5 years old thinking these were disgusting, but they're so it was a great time. So grateful he opened up his apartment
Well,
to me.
I wasn't a big cabbage eater when I was younger, so no Brussels sprouts, no cabbage, and it was an acquired taste for me. So, but once,
Really? Did you
what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Say, do I
like
like what?
greens? Greens?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
like greens, but and maybe
Bru-
it was the way they were prepared. I don't know. But you
Brussels
know,
sprouts, you drizzle it with that balsamic vinegar. What?
no, 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 no. This is 1970s Chicago,
Well,
South
yeah,
Side
back
Chicago.
then we balled everything. You just
Right,
you
right.
ball it and eat it.
And then they put it on a plate and they say, "Eat
Eat
that."
it. Right. Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Eat
So
them little baby cabbages. That's what I used to call them.
it was not a taste fest. It
No.
was just, eat the vegetables, they're good for you, but they don't taste good. I don't care. Just eat them.
Another
Um,
quick way, just a quick tip, throw them in the air fryer.
I was gonna say, do you feel the food now tastes different because of the air fryer and the crock pot? The crock pot, genius. Mm,
and the crock pot has returned in
mhm.
popularity. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to talk food in our "What's Really Going On" segment too. Maybe we can get some other stuff going there.
Mhm.
So I'm glad you had a good Friendsgiving. What movie did you go see on Thanksgiving?
Wish. Did you guys hear about it?
Oh yeah, with Ariana DeBose.
Both. Yes.
Yeah,
It was really good.
was it?
It was really really sweet. If you want to see a good animated, it's just such a good family Disney film. Like, and it pays a homage to like Disney's running theme of just like you have to have hope, like you have to wish. And the ending credits is just like lots of Disney classics that I grew up watching, like Winnie the Pooh to Mickey Mouse to Oliver and Company to just all of this stuff. So
Oh, nice.
it
So
felt kind
was
of weird being the only single person with like all these kids.
right. Well, it's better than J. Anthony Brown going to see something like that and being the creepy old
Oh
man
yes,
with all the yeah, yeah, that's
100%. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So tell me this, was Ariana DeBose, was she a princess?
yes, so she's not a princess. She is a villager in this town, but she is a leading character. And they actually have like I think the second main character next to her is an Asian like person who uses like
Oh.
a crutch. So they actually like in this movie they're very. I feel like Disney is just really intentional trying to be more visible. Like this is the
Mhm.
first time I see like a leading lady with like braids, like not like long hair, but she had braids and you have people with like accents and you have people who use wheelchairs and
Oh,
this
wow.
whole type of thing. Yeah, this and
They
this
were
brand
touching all the bases.
right. Disney said we're gonna check all the boxes. That's what they did in this movie.
Yeah,
So she's not
yeah.
a princess though, which I think is cool. But they did have like the queen at the end. Like it's a very good matriarchal type of
Okay. And who
film.
played the queen?
I don't, it kind of sounded like Indina Menzel when she started singing.
Oh, maybe it
I'm
was
not
because I've seen her a
sure.
lot, yeah, lately. Yeah, she's
Yes.
been out there
They had
promoting.
some good songs in there too. So it's
Yeah.
definitely vibe. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. I saw MJ the musical. I told people the other day. I
Mhm.
took Yolanda's niece, a 14-year-old Jordan, to see MJ, and it was the soundtrack of my life, as you can imagine.
Mhm.
And she has had some, introduction to Michael Jackson,
Mhm.
but so I introduced her to a lot of Michael Jackson, the stories and all that kind of stuff. And then on the way home, she introduced me to Lil Maud. Um,
I don't know who that is.
oh, thank you. Well, I'm sure Jordan would love to introduce you to Lil Maud, whoever he is, and the music that he uses a lot of the F and the B words. And I
Oh,
said, and this is attractive to you? She goes, oh, I love him. I was like, I
Oh,
feel the music, Auntie Sybil. I was like, okay, okay, well, feel that somewhere else because that was just and like her aunt Londa, she turns the music up very
okay.
loud.
who was playing
So
MJ? Who they
I'm
get?
I'm sorry.
Who they play? Who played MJ in the musical? Do you know?
The young man's name, I can't remember, but he was very good. It wasn't Miles Frost, but I was really hoping, but he was really good. Everyone was really, really good. But I missed him in New York, so I'm glad that it came to Dallas, and so it was. I highly recommend that
Sorry.
to everyone. And Quinn was so cool about it. She was like, and Myra's eyes get.
I'm like, oh Lord, not again. I'm going to throw my phone, run off the internet.
My laptop is connected to my phone. So I'm so sorry. People be
Oh,
calling.
right, right, yeah. So that was my Thanksgiving, and like I said, the food was horrible. Went to Luby's and just a very disappointing meal. But luckily, my friend Yolanda is now feeling better. She had a really bad cold, so that's why we had brought in food. So
Okay.
anyway. Let's talk about the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter. We bring it out once a day, Monday through Friday, as I say, and we seek to super serve the African American community to inform and empower with a lot of the stories that may not seem as though you're interested, but they do have to do with world events and world affairs. And so, Young Quinn is our LGBTQ plus contributor, social justice contributor, and Quinn had a really interesting story, an upbeat story about the Soul Train folks updating their awards and their pronouns.
Yeah, I was hoping that Stephen Hill would be here so then he could
Right.
probably talk about if this is going to become a trend with like other award ceremonies. But
But
yes,
we'll revisit it.
okay, hopefully, yeah, next week because hopefully people do it more. But yeah, so the Soul Train Awards that happened this past Sunday renamed a gendered award to honor Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe, you may have seen her in the movie Hidden Figures, or you may have seen her in Moonlight, or if you listen to her music, like she recently was Grammy nominated for her recent album, Pleasure. I believe it's just
Hmm.
called Pleasure. So they use they them pronouns. They are considered gender binary, and the award that they renamed was originally called the Lady of Soul. And previous award winners included Jill Scott, Brandy, SWV. But this year they decided to rename this gender award to the Spirit of Soul, to
Mm.
honor the diversity and inclusivity of this year's recipient. So BET announced that earlier this month. And in their acceptance speech, Janelle Monáe referenced the spirit of Prince. And they said, I'm thankful for the spirit of so many who have come before me, the spirit of Prince, whose spirit taught me I'm not a woman, I'm not a man, I'm something that you'll never understand. Um,
Mm.
so many shows have begun the navigation to shift their gender neutral categories. The Grammys have made their shift to be more gender inclusive. However, you still have so many, but the Emmys, the Oscars, and the Tonys have decided to stay within the binary.
With
Um,
the best actor, best actress, and all of
yeah,
that, supporting, all
and
that.
the only issue that folks really have with that is when folks who are nominated that identify as gender binary, they feel pressured to therefore identify as that gender. So when you actually regender these awards, you are one acknowledging that these people exist, but then two, not forcing people to fit within that box just because of the way that they present. And Janelle Monáe, if you've ever seen a picture of them, they can come off very femme presenting and very like
Hmm.
heteronormative, but really when you actually listen to their music and like what and how they identify, that's when you get to know even them. Like Demi Lovato uses they them pronouns. Like lots of artists are starting to announce their gender identity and like their gender expression. So I thought this was really cool. Their speech was wonderful. I believe like they had a whole night of like wonderful artists and stuff. So it seemed like it was a really good time.
Well, let me ask you this: is it fair though, because they played a female or a male on screen,
Mhm.
and their competition is other males or other females? So, is it fair to their competition to call it something else? Best uh, best actor, or best actor in a female role, or something
Yeah.
like that?
I think, and Myra, you can feel free to interrupt me, but I feel like within the entertainment industry, because they're saying best actress, they're not necessarily like commenting on the role that they played, but like
Hmm.
they're again like that person's identity. So, and like we also, I'm not sure if Janelle Monáe at that time that they were in those movies, if they did identify as gender binary. So at that
Right.
time, they could have used she, her pronouns, and they could have identified, as a woman. And, a lot of people don't like to hear this, but gender is like a fluid thing. So people can
Hmm.
step in, they can step back out, they can transition, they can do whatever they want with their bodies, with their identities. I do feel as if like it is a question of the importance of gendering something for these awards. I know like sports is a tricky, touchy subject, but at least
Hmm.
in terms of these awards, like can we just say best performance or
Best
like
performance by, because
yeah.
otherwise you're going to have like a athletic team. You're going to have males and females on the same team, and is that fair, to not differentiate between a damn good performance by a man, by an actor in a male role, and a fabulous performance by a female, by an actor in a female role? So I'm just one, and I know life is not fair, and you want to accommodate as many people as you possibly can. So I get that, but it's a very fluid thing, as you say. Myra,
Yeah,
what do you think?
go ahead.
Just when you said that, perhaps there's a category that just says best, if they want to keep, let's say, female, male, and then
Mhm.
best overall performance.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Yep. And just put everybody in there.
Just
Everybody.
everybody that wants to be included, but then do you also differentiate and say, like, the daytime Emmys are coming up, and so now they have different categories for people in the dwindling number of soap operas. They have best actor, they have best actress, best supporting, and then they have best leading, or no, best child actor, and
Mhm.
that's where they put the I believe, or they were talking about putting the young female and young male leads, or children actors, in the same category.
Mhm.
Oh well, I was just thinking in the category you had, let's say best dramatic performance.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's just best overall dramatic
Because
performance. Period. And just put everybody in that category.
in a case like yours, they don't say best female writer.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
They don't say best female director.
Right.
Mhm.
It's best director,
Mhm.
and then hopefully there's some females that are represented in that. But
No.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, like, I don't feel even just like growing up, like, we had talent shows in elementary school. I don't remember
Hmm.
them saying like best performance by a girl, best performance by a boy. It was first
Right, right.
place, third place. So we could
Yeah.
even go back to that and take it all the way back to like kindergarten. Here's the first place winner, here's the second place winner, here's the third place winner.
Right.
So I'm not sure. To me, I don't feel as if gender either accentuates or deducts from somebody's ability to perform very well musically, artistically, or dare I say in the sport. Y'all can hate me, whatever. But I do think like this is such just an inclusive way, and I'm really proud of BET for just like showing that type of outline that people can follow and say like
Hmm.
instead of lady, soul, we could just call it the spirit of soul because that's what it is. It really is just
Yeah, it
spirit.
really is. Yeah.
Doesn't remove the importance or the uplifting that this award has given to artists who have won in the past.
Hmm.
So
Myra, you're a member of the Academy, in terms of voting for the Academy Awards, the Oscars,
No,
the
I vote for Emmy
Emmy.
and television.
So what do you think that they will do? Do you think that they will follow along and try to
Oh
be
yeah,
more fluid in the
absolutely,
acceptance?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're probably spinning around right now over drinks, trying to figure out what do
Right.
we do, what do we do. But yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah.
I see in all of the major award shows there have
Hmm.
been changes made.
Yeah. Yeah. They're coming into the two odds. One of the other stories that we covered in the newsletter was about something that was near and dear to my heart, and that was the services honoring Rosalind Carter.
Mhm.
And I was telling the fellas yesterday that this last week since her death has really made me miss my mom more because and I think about my mother every day, but it has made me miss her because she was the one that said, "Watch this woman. She's going to make a difference as a first lady,"
Mhm.
because of the way that she acted in terms of an equal in getting her husband to the White House, as she did in his gubernatorial races and the roles that she played there. And then once she got to the White House and bringing her agenda, and it's fair to call that because they all have their projects, but she really had an agenda in terms of expanding one's recognition of mental health and the importance of that.
Mhm.
She did it with caregiving. She was very ahead of the curve in terms of that and the equal rights of women. She was not only talking about the Equal Rights Amendment, which, Phyllis Schlafly kind of killed that. But she made sure that all of the people on her staff were paid equally to the men on her husband's staff.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was very, very much forward thinking,
Forward
Quinn. When
thinking.
you think it was 50
Absolutely.
years ago,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that it was really empowering. And someone mentioned that in their memories of her in the service that they had in Atlanta on the campus of Emory University. Myra, did you encounter a lot of the traffic that was they talked about folks
No,
getting in and out?
no, no, no. I purposely made it a point to have my little butt at home. But I've also, and I've never met the Carters, but I
Hmm.
always admired them. And I was really upset that he only served one term
Right,
as,
right.
as president. That here
And
in
he just
Georgia,
he had a really bad cycle. You
mhm,
know what I mean, in terms of the economy, in terms of Iran and all of the things that were going on. And then going up against a powerhouse like Ronald Reagan and the Republicans, thinking we have not, we kind of lost it with with Nixon and Ford, and it's time for us to get back on that horse. And
but
the timing
they
was really
always
perfect.
come across as just genuinely, and I mean
Very much so.
genuinely good people.
Yeah,
Good people. And I don't care what, you still want good people at the head.
that's
Period.
right. That's right.
Period. And they really are like, the first family of Georgia, and
For
just
sure.
just
Yeah.
so humble. And someone mentioned yesterday, I think it was one of the grandchildren, that they, when they left the White House, they moved back to their home in
Hmm.
Prince George. They never upgraded appliances. The grandson said when they were going on a trip as kids,
Right.
that they were in the back of the plane on Delta Airlines, and when the plane took off, Rosalynn pulled out some Tupperware and some, I don't know if it was pimento
It was
cheese,
pimento
white bread,
cheese and
pimento
white
cheese
bread.
and white bread, and made all the grandkids sandwiches and was passing them out. And people were like, "Is that Rosalynn Carter passing?" And they
And,
said,
and pass it to the grandkids and then started passing out to the passengers.
yes, cheese sandwiches on white bread. That's just the kind of people that they were. Just good old down home folks. And here, and I know for a fact, while they were still in their 90s, they were still active with Habitat
Hmm.
to Humanity. And I
Yeah.
mean, out here nailing,
Yeah, they were
putting
really doing
nails
the work.
in
Yeah.
homes for Habitat.
that's what encouraged me to do volunteer work for them as well, because they were the example of
Mhm.
people who were really about
Service.
giving
Yes.
a home for people who were not, able to come up with all the money and everything,
Mhm.
and working alongside people
Yes.
who they were going to be living there,
Mhm.
and passing it on to others. They truly are an example of service, as you
Yep.
said. So,
Good people. Good
Quinn,
people.
were you familiar with the Carters?
No, I wasn't. I was gonna say I'm not familiar as much with the Carter administration as I feel as if I am now because of watching the documentary FBI about like the Reagan administration.
Hmm.
Hearing this, I'm just like I wish I knew more about her and what she did
She
contribute.
was an amazing woman,
Mhm.
just as he was. And when he was diagnosed and going to be put in hospice, he said, "I want to be put in hospice at home because I want to die holding my wife's hand. I want to see her. I want to be there with her." And unfortunately, she made the transition first, and people don't think that it'll be too much longer
Yeah.
because he's 99.
She was
Right.
99.
No,
Right.
he is 99. She was
It's
96.
96.
She was
But
96.
they
That's a
she only went into the hospice like
The
about a
day
week.
before.
She transitioned, but they said when they put her in hospice that Jimmy Carter had him turn his bed around
Yep. Yep.
so he
So
could
they could
face
face each
her.
other. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Just a true, just a wonderful,
An
wonderful
incredible
love
love
story.
story.
Mhm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
77 years they were
They don't
married.
make them like that anymore.
He had to be special because I got to give it up to you, Rosalynn. You was a good one, girl. 77. Woo!
But all was not rosy in their relationship, because I don't know if you heard this the other day. Well, I think it was the grandson, or maybe it was the son, Chip, and said, they would have some friction, and they would be on those card rides, and she'd turn to one of the boys and say, "Tell your father."
And look, if you've ever been married, we've had those discussions.
Okay, okay. So I am over time, but I did want to mention that, and just continue to lift her praises. All right, let us move to, and Quinn, I do recommend, she's written a couple of books, but there is a biography of Jimmy Carter in which she plays a large role, and I think it's written by Jonathan Alter. I highly recommend that if you have any interest in finding out more about them. All right, so I mentioned, we talked a little bit about food, the and our experiences with the holiday and everything. So today, over the last couple of days in the month of November, we've had a couple of um, national days, in which they have said National Nacho Day and National Guacamole Day. So the question is, what's your favorite Mexican dish? And where do you go to get it? I had an opportunity. My favorite is chicken tortilla soup, and so I had chicken tortilla soup yesterday. Kind of lucked up on it. But do you guys? And if you don't like Mexican food, tell us. What is your favorite dish of another? Um, I guess of nationality related. Um, do you guys like Mexican, first of all?
I
yes.
love Mexican. Look, you can't live in Los Angeles for 25
That's
years.
true. That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
Baby, look at here. There was a place in Pasadena that served a garbage burrito that was as big as your head. Okay. It was huge. And then they put the sauce and melted cheese on it. And it was just everything. And they would use two huge flour tortillas. And Mama Tita was back there making them, putting them on it. Honey, shoot, I'm hungry now. Go ahead.
And I was already hungry starting out, and now, yeah, I'm a little hangry, as a matter of fact. What about you, young Quinn?
It's very interesting that you brought up chicken tortilla soup because my favorite taco spot is in Galesburg, Illinois.
Oh, wow.
And it's called La Continita. And when I was in grad school at Western, Western's in Macomb, it's like an hour away from Galesburg. Our supervisor
Was
took
it worth the trip?
us every time. And on my birthday, at first I was in Atlanta, then we came back to Chicago for a week. And I told Ashley, I said, look, I just want La Continita. Like, that's
Oh,
it. So we got on the metro train and we were like stranded in Galesburg for the full day until they opened. And all we ate were tacos and had their bomb drinks. Like they have this beautiful lavender rose drink. And they literally like light the lavender like in your glass.
Oh,
This
wow.
like phenomenal like shrimp taco where it's like with the green salsa and it's
Mhm.
a corn tortilla with like red cabbage. And they have the chicken tortilla soup. I always get the chicken tortilla soup, 3 shrimp tacos, and my rose lavender drink. And Ashley usually gets a quesadilla and 3 chicken tacos. We were just like, and you know the food is good when nobody talks, so we didn't talk. We were like, you want dessert? And now they offer churros, and I was like, oh god.
Oh no, not the churros.
Yes, so it was
Oh my goodness.
La Continental. If you ever want to take a drive to get some tacos for real,
And you said it's Galesburg.
in Galesburg, Illinois. So I
Okay.
don't remember. Macomb is like 3 hours away from Chicago. So I think it's like 4 hours away from Chicago.
Okay.
But it's worth it. They don't open up till like 1 o'clock though. So be mindful.
And you took an early morning train to get there?
Because you know the metro, they only have certain slots. So
Right, right.
okay. And I'm like, let's go to the library. And that's just like, what? So we go to the library. I'm just sitting down reading, and she's like, I'm so hungry. And I'm
Right,
so
right.
So we had lots of bonding time that day trip, and I love her.
So tell me the drink again. It's a lavender.
It's like a rose lavender. It really
Rose
looks
lavender.
like a purple pink drink, and it's in one of those like mud glasses, ceramic, where it's like that beautiful red brown color, and it looks as if somebody just painted on it that day. And they light up the actual plant in front of you, so when you're drinking it, you're getting these whiffs of like lavender, and you're just like, wow.
Nice.
Life is good. God is good. Like you can't go to that restaurant angry and leave angry. Like you're gonna go there, you're gonna like.
Do they deliver?
Okay.
Now I'm like,
You might get them on DoorDash right now.
There is a Black-owned, woman-owned taco spot in Chicago called Taylor's Tacos, and they sell their tacos out of docks off of 47th Cottage.
Okay. Okay.
So you ever want some really good tacos? They pretty much have the same recipe. The only caveat is that their servings are a bit tinier because their tacos are a bit tinier.
Yeah.
But I had them cater for an event, and everybody was like just upset that they were out of the salsa and out of the chicken.
Oh, yeah.
They had the nachos and guacamole, but I'm not a nacho chip dip girl. I never really was.
You're not.
No, I can't get with chips and dip. I'd rather just have chips.
Is that because of double dipping?
No, I just don't think I found the dip really for me. Like I do love spinach artichoke dip, but I can eat that like with pita bread, but not like give me like some chips, you know.
Yeah. You got to have a heavy dip for spinach artichoke dip too.
Right. Exactly.
I have to give a shout out to the street tacos off a food truck. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Yep.
So here they have a taco. I think it's called Taco City, and it's they are affiliated with a gas station. And so you can, I mean, I think they're kind of overrated, but it's still kind of fun just to think, because, well, Mr. Dupree introduced me to, gas station food in New Orleans, right? Wednesday was spaghetti day. And so, I don't have a problem with that, but the tacos aren't bad. And they actually call them street tacos at the gas station taco spot. So it's like, okay.
It's really both of you guys like your tacos with corn tortillas or flour tortillas?
I'm not a bread and tortilla kind of person, so I can just eat it without. When they bring them, I'm like, it's like have this. So yeah,
I do corn tacos.
Yeah, because I feel like my first taco growing up was my mom making them at home, and they'll be like tortillas with like the ground beef. And then when I went off to college, and I was like, you can have shrimp tacos? Like, tortilla? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, the corn tortillas taste way better. But Ashley only likes flour tortillas.
Is
and I
that right?
Like, yeah, she only likes flour tortillas. And she did try a corn tortilla once just off of my request. But if it's not flour, she's not going to eat that taco at all.
Wow, that's really interesting. So I'm not like a, bread person when they bring it to the table and stuff. And so even when we go to a Mexican, I will just eat the shrimp or eat the chicken or whatever it is, and have those, just put it in my tortilla soup and just kind of sop it up.
I am all in. Se hablo español. I want them to make the guacamole at the table. Yes, and we must respect the beverage. Tequila.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, the drink of my people. Yes.
What are you, a clear? Are you a brown?
Oh,
Mm.
clear. It has to be clear though. We
Okay.
we we've had some experiences with the. We ain't hating, but I just we won't be doing the
So
color.
I don't know if you oh no, go ahead, Yolanda. I'm sorry. Dad's Go Clothing on YouTube. I love Mexican food, enchiladas with Spanish rice and refried beans. Oh my
Yes,
God.
Yeah.
yes,
Refried
yes,
beans. That's my
yes.
jam. Barbara Ferguson on YouTube says street tacos, tamales, burritos, and margaritas.
Margarita. Gotta have
So
it.
my favorite margarita, Thai noodles, Myra.
Now, I love Mexican food, but I have flown all the way to Thailand
Mhm.
for Thai food. Just to let y'all know. Yes, yes, I did.
I enjoyed Thai food in Thailand too.
Hmm.
But there's nothing like Thai food in Los Angeles. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Go.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yolanda, who was that said Thai noodles? Was that Barbara? Beverly
Beverly.
Greener Reese on Facebook said, so when I was growing up, I was probably not supposed to be drinking at that time, but I hung out with friends who were able to. And we used to go to this place called Dos Hermanos in Water Tower Place.
Hmm.
They had the best margaritas I've ever had in my life. I
I
don't know
just
where
want to
they
hear
are.
more about your underage drinking. I am
Okay. Yeah.
clutching the pearls right now,
Was
Sybil.
I
it
know.
strawberry or was it a regular margarita?
All of them were great. It was strawberry, and I like pineapples, but I don't even like pineapple, the
Yeah, I don't
flavored drinks.
either.
But any flavor that you wanted, it was so good. If anybody knows if Dos Hermanos is still open, let me know because I might have to make a run. Manuel Murphy on Facebook. My favorite Mexican food is the fried burrito with a beer chaser. My man.
I'm looking on here. Janet Ferguson says she's never had Thai food, and I am literally tearing up. I'm like, I cannot believe that there's someone here.
Oh, Myra, that would be a great thing for you to take people on a Thai food run.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like just to have, how we do on the cruise and you go shopping and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Myra's Thai food extravaganza.
No, Shirley's never. If y'all don't get out the neighborhood and go get you some Thai food,
Come
oh,
on now. Come
Depends where
on.
you're from, because you may not even have any good spots where you're from.
That's true. That's true. Aubrey W. on YouTube says my favorite Mexican dish is quesadillas with a side of Mexican street corn, also with some tequila. Are you clear or dark, Aubrey? Just got to know. Myra's a clear girl. Quinn, are you a tequila?
Clear girl with salt on the rim with a little lime.
I don't. I don't do the salt just because
Because you
of my
got the pressure.
yeah, because of the pressures. But funny story, back in the day with me and my young friends, and we're doing tequila shots. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got the salt and the lime, and we're like, okay, on the count of three, we go, lick, suck. And my friend go, we're not supposed to swallow the tequila. She was
No.
She just slammed our glasses down, holding our chest. She still got tequila in her cheek. What?
And then tequila comes spot.
Yeah.
I don't eat anything.
Oh my God, that is so funny. That is so funny. It's nothing like somebody doing a bad margarita though. There are some places like, oh, we got great margaritas. Oh, the bigger the better. But bigger, once again, not always better.
I'm
Just saying.
I'm a straight shot. I'm a straight up just give me straight tequila. I don't even
Yeah.
want the margarita.
I
Don't
just
even
really like sangria. Like I love tequila, but I love a good sangria.
Can you make it?
No, I wish I could.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that I want to do. I want to like make a really good sangria punch.
Yeah.
And so if anybody has a good recipe, I'd love to know the best way to do that because I think sangria is in making it is a lost art.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love margaritas made with 1800. Says Roz maybe on Facebook. Yeah, um, but sometimes when you're doing margaritas, you don't need top shelf
Hmm.
because of the flavor. If it's a like a flavored margarita, you normally with just the lemon and the lime juice and stuff like that, you don't need because that can get a little pricey.
And I also prefer my margarita frozen, but that's just
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the regular ones.
Can you make frozen margaritas? Have you done the machine?
No, so but I don't even cook.
Me either. Me either. But I do have friends who have taught me how to do those things. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
how to make some cereal and a good fried bologna sandwich.
You are so funny.
But I was like,
Um,
I like tamales. You like tamales?
and they sell them on the street. Have you had any of those? Yeah, those are good.
I
Those
think
are
the
good.
texture for me, whatever it's made out of, just doesn't feel well to me. But maybe I'll
Okay, Yolanda, we're going to continue this into the next section. I'm sorry. We're time is not our friends. So let's move to trending. And Myra J, you were just in Cincinnati. Where are you going next?
I will be at Perfect Note with Anthony Brown on Wednesday, December 6th.
Okay, next Wednesday.
Yes, let us pray. Yes.
Okay. 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 And so is that going to kick into a regular thing next year?
Uh, we believe it's going to be first Wednesdays of the month. Yes, first Wednesdays.
Okay.
First Wednesday in January. Announcement. I will be out the country, so I know I won't be a Perfect Note. So,
All right. Myra, you are doing a lot of traveling. Are you enjoying it?
yes, I am. Yes,
Okay.
I am, and because life is short, and I got miles.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Where are you
Yeah,
going?
St. Martin.
Maybe.
Or St. Martin. I guess depending on which side of the island you're.
Right. Right. Yeah, the Dutch or the French, I
Yeah,
guess.
that side or the French side. St.
Yeah.
Martin. Yeah.
Nice.
Good food there too. Young Quinn, do you have any gigs coming up?
I do. I'm performing at Bucknell University in 2024 for February, and I just got asked to attend my first Authors Festival in Harrisonburg this upcoming April. So that's really cool. I'm also looking to pursue my MFA in creative writing. So I've been looking at schools
Okay.
back home in Chicago. So I'm looking at Chicago State.
I have a question.
Yes.
Please tell the ignorant section what MFA stand for, because my man went straight to. I'm
Not
like,
a mother, not a
degree in that.
well, some of us could get a degree from the association.
I
Yeah.
want to get my master's in fine arts, creative writing.
Well, that's different. Okay, yeah, good. Okay.
I think the only difference between an MFA and an MA is more of like the specialization. If I could be wrong, but since I'm teaching this semester on Black poetry performance, I think it'll just make me a bit more of an attractive candidate when I want to teach at other schools. And like I just feel like being. I don't hope this doesn't sound conceited, but you know when you have a talent and then you actually don't like specialize in and learn more about it. Like I feel like there's so much I don't know about poetry besides what I already feel like I know. And I want to learn about all these different forms of writing because I want to, I don't know, go into essays and like nonfiction stuff.
So is that before you go back and get your PhD, the piled high and deep?
Because there's this at Morgan State University, there's this PhD actually in applied sociology, but they call it a PhD in social justice. So I think I'll come back to Baltimore and come get that. But that's if Ashley will come and move to Baltimore because she's on the partner track. And she's gonna be partnering at her law firm in Chicago. So we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, y'all will work that out. Y'all will work that out. So the MFA in Chicago, and then once she,
exactly. So we're gonna do all the things for a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. We were talking about food and things like that. So and we didn't get to wrap it up. Just talking about preparing. Myra, can you cook Thai or can you cook Mexican?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, okay.
Child, please, come on now.
I am such a call up and order out girl. I just yeah.
I didn't say it was authentic, but it'll do. Yeah, I actually have like the Thai chili oil. I have that because I like to.
You have the big skillet. You have the big
wok. Yes,
wok. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And I like to saute my cashews when I'm making stir fry.
Wow, that takes a real woman to say she likes to saute her cashews.
Yes, hot nuts. In other words, yes. So, in other words, so saute them and make them nice and spicy for your fried rice, because some of the Thai food dishes have cashews in them.
Yeah.
The stir fry dishes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Which type of rice do you use? Do you usually use jasmine or do you use like the basic?
Well, actually, I am trying to master rice cauliflower.
Oh.
Yeah, for my stir fry, but I actually use a basmati rice because my
Oh.
nutritionist has said that that's actually better than the other rice. So
So basmati as opposed to brown or white?
Or jasmine.
Jasmine, yeah.
Jasmine. Okay.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm.
I just saw something about, how, people saying for healthier, move to brown rice. And they say it's not healthier because of the process to make the rice white. That removes a lot of the arsenic that is there around the rice. And so having brown rice is not necessarily better for you than having white rice.
Yeah,
That's-
which is why I'm trying to skip the starch altogether
Yeah.
and do the rice cauliflower. Don't
Right.
use frozen. I'll tell y'all that. It just have a big pan. Yeah, it's very mushy.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very mushy.
Or quinoa. I don't know if that'll taste the same or not.
Mm,
Not so much the quinoa, Myra.
nah, nah.
So you went for Thai for Thanksgiving. Was it good?
Mm.
Yes.
Is
First of all,
is this a tradition?
Mhm.
well, it might be because this is 2 years in a row where
Because my
Myra did
friends,
not cook.
my Jewish friends do Chinese on Christmas, and
Mm.
so and they never close. So
Hey, when in this place wasn't crowded, but very,
Mm.
very, very, very nice, and they had crab fried rice with crab with
Mm.
a C. I'm gonna start a petition against these restaurants. We talking about crab, and it started with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's
Mm-mm.
not crab. Stop
Right.
it. Don't play with me like
It's
that. I don't even know.
crab.
I don't even know if that was ever in the water. Whatever this is in here has never been wet. So what is this in my food? Get this off my plate.
Oh
That's
my
what
God,
they call it in
that's funny.
SpongeBob, Krusty Krab.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know why they did that though. I was like, Krusty starts with a C too. Like you
Right.
guys did
Why?
C.
Why? Why? They probably went to a Thai restaurant. They had crab. Speaking of Jewish people, six group of hostages and prisoners were exchanged today. An American is said to be among the hostages released, according to spokesperson for Qatar's, or you say Qatar's, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. A U.S. official confirmed that the Israeli-American dual citizen Liat Benin Adzili was among those freed and handed over to the Red Cross today. Al Ansari said 30 Palestinians, including 16 minors, 14 women, were said to be released. That's who they are releasing amongst the Palestinian prisoners that the Israelis have taken in captivity. The latter group includes 5 people with dual citizenship: Dutch, German, and American dual citizens. And American was on a list of 10 hostages expected to be released. And the number has been kind of fluid. It's like 10, and it may be as many as 12, 14, 16. I've heard different numbers, but they are still continuing as they are kind of piecemealing the days of the ceasefire, and it's happening later and later in the day, which is not good for our newsletter. I'm just saying, if you could just get it done a little earlier in the day, we appreciate that. But that's what news is. You just stay on top of it. But are either of you interested in keeping up with this?
I really haven't watched it for the most part. I probably watched more within the last couple of days, because they are releasing hostages. In my mind, I just find it interesting that they can call a ceasefire, and it's okay. We're going to exchange these people, and then at 8 o'clock, let's start the fighting all
Right.
over again. That
Right.
to me is the most asinine.
Now, is that from the Geneva conference where they made the agreement that, if we're calling a ceasefire, we say it, and at the time that we say it's going to end, then we're back to the fighting?
That's what I heard. That Israel said, unless it's extended, we're going to go back to fighting again. And I'm like, but it's peace right now.
Right.
Do you understand peace?
But according to Netanyahu, and he said this today, that after the hostages are returned by Hamas, Israel's operations in Gaza will resume. That means the bombing and everything, and the destruction will continue, which breaks your heart because, like you said, this is peacetime right now. But they have a point to prove, and they are going to destroy Hamas and their terrorist network by whatever means necessary. So I don't know. Qatari, Egyptian, and U.S. mediators have been meeting in Doha to help negotiate the continued pause in hostilities and release of the hostages. And part of the problem is, so there's multi prongs to this. The Israelis are releasing the Palestinian prisoners. The terrorists are releasing the Israelis that they were taken hostage, and also they are also anxious about the humanitarian aid that's supposed to be coming into Gaza. And so if one doesn't make it, the trucks weren't getting through with all of the food and the gas and all of that kind of stuff. And so they're like, well, that hasn't made it, so we're not going to be bringing people so far. And here's the other thing. They announced today that a family of Israeli citizens, a father, a mother, a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old. They announced today that the mother and the 2 children were killed. And so this is a way to say those numbers that we promised, we may not be able to do this. And by the way, this wasn't our fault. They were killed by Israel mortar attack. And so it's so distressing. And and this is when something else that Jimmy Carter did so well in bringing peace to the Middle East, and we've gotten so far away from that now, and being able to talk and sit down, and I think that's really what President Biden wants to do, is to recreate that kind of, as he did with as Jimmy Carter did with Egypt and with Israel. But now there's just so many different factions and terrorist factions and leaders of countries and what have you. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Did you know that U.S. life expectancy rose last year, but it still isn't close to what it was before the COVID-19 pandemic? The
It rose
2020
1 year, right?
it
A
rose
whole
1
year.
year, but not as much as it has in the past, and it's been affected by the pandemic. The 2022 rise was mainly due to the waning pandemic, according to the Centers for Disease Control. Even with the large increase, U.S. life expectancy is back to 77 years, 6 months, about what it was 2 decades ago.
Well, then that's why you should eat Mexican and Thai food, drink tequila. Got to take advantage of every minute.
Okay?
Every delicious minute.
And enjoy every slurp. Life expectancy is an estimate of the average number of years a baby born in a given year might expect to live, assuming the death rates at the time hold constant. And the 2022 calculations released this week are provisional and could change a little as the math is finalized. So 77.6 years is what it is now, but when they do the gazintas and the final numbers come out, it could be 77.6 or 0.7 or whatever. But it's kind of sad that the pandemic had that great of an effect, where you lose 1 million people, and that has that great of effect on the extension of one's life.
I just thought, shout out to my grandma for making 80, because she
Okay.
had expectations again. You go, girl.
Yeah.
Does she eat Mexican food?
You know, I don't
Does
think
she eat Thai? Does she eat Thai
no,
food?
she definitely does not eat Thai food. She's not.
Has she ever had a margarita?
She has had a Portillo's.
There you go.
She likes Portillo. She likes Fontano subs. She likes some Italian fiesta, and of course, she always loves some sweet potato pie. But I think it's the sweet potato pie that has kept her.
Well, shout out to your grandma, and also shout out to Damon Williams' mother, who just turned 80 this week. So, yeah, that's good living. And check out this. Any cantaloupe eaters in the room?
I don't mind it. Yeah, I should get.
Okay, well, watch your melons, Myra. Officials are investigating 2 deaths, 45 hospitalizations that may be linked to a salmonella outbreak linked to cantaloupes. The
Well, it's
salmonella,
not cantaloupe season right now.
but
No.
they're still there. They're still.
That don't mean yeah, but that don't mean we're supposed to get them.
Well, this goes back a while during
okay.
cantaloupe season too.
Okay.
The outbreak has been reported in 32 states, and yes, Georgia is among them. Illinois, Maryland, Virginia is also on the list. Washington and Wisconsin. There's 32 states, so I'm not going to go through all of those. Minnesota has the largest number of sickened people. 13 of the 99 cases reported nationwide, according to the CDC. And cantaloupe from several brands, including those sold at Aldi's grocery stores, are included and have been recalled as the CDC works with the Food and Drug Administration to clear things up. So
Well, that just goes for everybody. Fill your melons. Fill your melons before you try them. That's all I'm saying. Fill your melons real good, people.
and because this outbreak is very, very, check your melons to see if they have been recalled. As Myra said, feel them, but also check for recall numbers and names too. So let us move to entertainment. And speaking of entertaining, hopefully Stephen Hill will be joining us. He had travel headaches and so unable to join us tonight, but hopefully we'll have that. So I don't know how much of you TV watching you all do, and if you do broadcast TV as opposed to streaming and what have you. But some of my favorite TV shows on broadcast TV have announced that they are entering their final season. We already have a shortened season because of the writer strike, because of the actor strike. And now the upcoming season of the CBS series Bob Hart's Abishola, which I thought was really well done. It was a very funny show, and featured a lot of Black folks. Gina Yashere is one of the producers, executive producers of that, and also a character on that show. And they had already announced that they were reducing the main cast to just Bob and Abishola, and all of the rest of them are going to be on recurring status. So this is the 5th season. It's going to be the last. They're going to be premiering the season in February, and they'll go to May, and then that will be it for Bob Hart's Abishola. Also, so it's 13-member cast, which is a really large cast, Myra, when you think about it, right?
Oh my gosh.
Did either of you ever watch Bob Hart's Abishola?
No,
I watched a few episodes. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, it was a funny show.
Good show.
Yeah. Christine Ebersol, who I think is just one of the best, played Bob's mother, and she was a hoot. And Billy Gardell and Folake Olowofuyeko were the 2 leads there. Bob was Billy, and Folake was Abishola, a white guy from Detroit falling in love with his nurse who's from Nigeria. And her family and
He
all
was
the
Mike
differences.
from Mike and Molly.
Mike and Molly, right?
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A much thinner version of him though. Much smaller.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight. He really did. He got
for the health reasons. Yeah.
right. Also, CBS is announcing that they are losing the other very popular comedy, Young Sheldon, which was a spinoff from The Big Bang Theory, which I really liked. And also, I liked Blue Bloods. I was trying to stay, into the broadcast TV realm. They're making it difficult. Blue Bloods, I'm really surprised that they are canceling that show. And I thought when they mentioned it was a joke. But Bob Hart's Abishola was really popular in that tandem that it had with Cedric the Entertainer's show, The Neighborhood, and they had a real lock on Monday nights. And so they said that since its 2nd season, no comedy on NBC, ABC, or Fox has delivered more viewers. And along with its slot mate, The Neighborhood, they were the top 2 comedies during the 2022-23 season among African American viewers. So they will be missed. If you can catch it, I'm not sure how the show is going to be without their full and very funny cast, but if you ever come across the reruns, I do recommend it. And Young Sheldon was just really well done. So let us and support your broadcast TV. Just a side note. Let us close out now with our jewel, and we'll talk about TV shows too. Our friend J. Anthony Brown has gone back to work
This week.
on assisted living, Tyler Perry's show, and so look forward to that coming out soon too. And I think they started on Monday, so they're probably halfway through the season. That's how quickly they move. Like, we're gonna finish the first half of the season before lunch, and then
and we'll close it out before dinner. Yeah.
Crazy.
Today's jewel is, and the theme this week is optimism. Be optimistic. Being optimistic betters your chances of success. So go forth and be optimistic, according to Yogi. And I hope that you all have.
Sounds a blackness. Yeah.
Okay. And go forth and be optimistic and have a great week, ladies. We appreciate you, and great job, Kwyn, and to you, young Myra.
And bye-bye, and happy December, everybody. I can't believe
It's
around
here. It's here. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.